Thank you once again. I bring you greetings in the name of Yahushua, the Son of our Father Yahweh. I'm going to continue my teaching series on the topic 364 days calendar. This is the part 6 of the topic 364 days calendar. To have a deeper and holistic view of it, please do well to go to my social media handle and watch the part 1 to 5 before you come and watch this part 6. Just search for Ika Benson Eddie on TikTok, Facebook, or YouTube page, and you will see those videos. 364 days calendar is the topic. In part 5, we spoke about the 5th month being 30 days, as recorded in Enoch 17 to 18. Now, the 6th month, which also ends the 2nd quarter, thereby having an intercalary day, which is the 2nd intercalary day. We could see that in Enoch chapter 72, verses 19 and 20. Verse 19 I read, "And the sun goes forth from that 5th quarter, and goes down in the 5th quarter of the west, and rises in the 4th quarter for 31 mornings on account of its signs, and goes down in the west." Verse 20, "On that day, the day is equalized with the night, and the night amounts to 9 parts, and the day to 9 parts. There's equal night and equal day. In this particular summer ending, there's equal night and equal day. Equal night and equal day. And it is 31 days. We could understand why each quarter always ends with 31 days. I've explained that in part 5. So this particular month, 6th month, is 31 days, which end the 6th month of the year. Remember, I told us that the year is divided into 6 months spring and 6 months fall. 6 months spring and 6 months fall. So the spring, the 6 months of spring have just ended, which comprises of the spring and the summer, where you have longer day and longer night. But in this particular month, you now discover that the month, the day and the night is equal. The day and the night is equal. Now let's move forward. In verses 21 to 22, entering the 3rd quarter of the year, we have 30 days, as explained there. Let me read. 21. "And the sun rises from that quarter, and goes down in the west, and returns to the east, and rises 30 mornings in the 3rd quarter, and goes down in the west in the 3rd quarter." 22. "And on that day, the night becomes longer than the day, and the night becomes longer than night, and the day shorter than day, till the 30th morning, and the night amounts exactly to 10 parts, and the day to 8 parts." In this particular month begins the fall, in which the night is now longer. The night is now longer than the day. This begins the fall, the season called the fall. So we have already entered into the 3rd season now. Now, moving forward, From verses 23 to 24, we have another 30 days. We have another 30 days. So the 6 months is complete. Now, we have just seen the 7th month. Now, the 8th month, which is another 30 days, we read it from verses 23 to 24 of Enoch 72. And verse 23. And the sun rises from that third portal, and goes down in the third portal in the west, and returns to the east. And for 30 mornings rises in the second portal in the east, and in the same, and in the same way goes down in the second portal in the west of the Shamayim. Verse 24. So we could discover from that verse of scripture that it's also 30 mornings. Verse 24. And on that day, the night amounts to 11 parts, and the day to 7 parts. So there's longer nights here again, and shorter, longer nights and shorter day. Can we get that? Do we understand that? So from that verse of scripture, we could understand now another 30 days. Moving forward to the end of the fall, which is another 3 months again. We have taken 6 months before, 6 months in the first 2 quarters. Now, the last 3 months is what we want to look at now. And that can be found in verse 25 to 26, which is the third season, the end of fall. Fall is about to end now. 25th, Enoch 72, 25 to 26. No, 25. And the sun rises on that day from that second portal, and goes down in the west in the second portal, and returns to the east into the first portal for 31 mornings, and goes down in the first portal in the west of the Shamayim, which is 7. 26. And on that day, the night becomes longer and amounts to the double of the day, and the night amounts exactly to 12 parts, and the day to 6. So from this month again, the 9th month, from the 9th month now, we could see that is 31 days, making it the end. It's 31 because of the intercalary days. I told us the intercalary days are the transition days. Now, the end, when the day is transmitting, the transitioning of the day into another season is what makes it 31. So that 31 now, in this particular month, makes the 4, we are now converting from the 4th season into the last season, which is the autumn season. The autumn season also have 3 months as well. The first month of the autumn is also 30 days, and we could see that in verses 27 and 28. That verse of scripture says, and the sun has traversed the division of its orbit, and turns again on those divisions of its orbit, and entered that portal 30 mornings, and goes down also in the west opposite to it. Verse 28. And on that night, the night has decreased in length by a 9th part, and the night has become 11 parts, and the day 7 parts. So in this particular month, we still have longer nights, but there's a decrease. So we now see that in this particular month, which is the 10th month, we now see that it is also 30 days. We are going to continue again in the next part, which is the part 7 of this teaching. So it's important for us to understand that these seasons are divided into 4. We have the spring,